Hi, everybody, and welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. I want to thank you very much for checking in. Merry Christmas, and now that Christmas is over, I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to do a roundup of the year, the books that I liked the best that I read this past year, and give you an idea on what I'm reading now. Before we get into that, I want to thank all of you for hitting subscribe, for hitting the like button, for your comments, for your recommendations, and just for being you. I appreciate it. This video series began over a year ago before COVID as an experiment, and then when COVID hit, it transformed into something else, and I had a learning curve. I had to learn the new computer, and I've been experimenting with these videos ever since. I think I'm over 160 videos now. The goal is 200, and then I'll see how I feel. But I'm going to keep it going for a while, and if you have any comments, as always, continue putting your comments down below. So, it's been an interesting year, and I'm going to talk about the books. What am I reading right now? Well, I'm reading Hereward, End of Days by James Wilde. Now, I covered James Wilde in a previous episode, and this is the third of a 6-book series. So when I'm done with the entire series, I'll do an episode, which will happen next year. It's the day after Christmas, so, I have a ways to go, and I'm just about here with it, so I'm not that far along, but I am a fast, diligent reader, so it won't take me long to finish this, and then I have 3 more to go. So this is what I'm reading now, Hereward, End of Days by James Wilde. James Wilde, a.k.a. Mark Chadbourne, is one of my favorite historical fantasy writers. I think he's great. I buy everything he puts out. So that's where I'm at today. So the books that I read in the past year, let's take a quick look at some of these. I previously gave you a recommendation on Ron Chernow's Grant in the Ulysses S. Grant episode. This is one of my favorite nonfiction books of the year, so I'm not going to say much about that. I already gave you that recommendation. The other one, however, I haven't talked about, and it's Bob Drury and Tom Clavin's Blood and Treasure, Daniel Boone in the Fight for America's First Frontier. Now, this is not a straightforward biography on Daniel Boone. It covers a specific aspect of his participation and involvement in opening the frontier, or I should say the Midwestern part of the frontier. And it's very well done. Bob Drury and Tom Clavin are 2 authors that I have many of their books in my overcrowded den here. So I just read this, and it's great. Now, this book, I want to show you the end papers, because this book is beautifully designed. So the end papers, take a look at the front here. Isn't that beautiful? And then the back is a different image completely. And the book is beautifully designed. You don't get a lot of that these days, and I just think it's a great book. There are illustrations in here and so forth. Bob Drury and Tom Clavin, again, are great writers, great researchers. Their style is accessible to general audiences, and they put a lot of perception and insight into their books. So Blood and Treasure, Daniel Boone in the Fight for America's First Frontier. Great little nonfiction. This is probably my favorite of the nonfiction books I read in 2021. So there you go. I wanted to get that out there. And then I want to talk about the book of the year. I watch other YouTubers, and I think they're great. They do things I don't do, and they do it very well. One of the things that they do is they pick out their book of the year. So this little selection I'm giving you are my favorites of the year. Of all of the books I read this past year, I previously told you that Preston and Child's Bloodless is the book of the year, okay? So what did I do? I love the book so much. I love Preston and Child. I went to the Poisoned Pen website, and I ordered an autographed copy. Now, I have other autographed copies from them, including Preston and Child. I like to collect autographed copies, and with COVID and so forth, meeting them and so forth on a book tour seems to be out of the realm of reality right now. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So sure, I have 2 copies. I don't mind, because one of them is this signed copy that I purchased from the Poison Pen bookstore, and it comes with this really cool 4-card set depicting the characters on it, and on the back it has a little bit about them, about the characters. I really like the little bonus perks that they put into these books. And just to show you, the title page is signed by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. So this was my Christmas present to myself, because I'm such a fan of Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child that, I didn't even stop and think about it. I just bought it. So two copies now exist in my den, my overcrowded den. As you can see, I'll explain that in a moment. And I'm happy to have this autographed copy as well as the regular copy that I bought. That's the book of the year for me as far as thrillers, okay? Now, we're not quite done yet. I want to show you 3 books that I bought that I think are great, and 2 of them are by... Whoops, my medieval sword is falling over here. 2 of them are by the legendary Peter Brandvold. Now, Peter Brandvold revealed on his Facebook page, according to my wife, I'm not on Facebook, but she said that he revealed that he is none other than... Can I speak English? He is none other than... I need a beer. You got to get the trail dust out of your throat, guys. Peter Brandvold is none other than Max O'Hara. And since he publicly revealed that, I can tell you too. So one of my favorite books was this first in a series that he just put out on the Wolf Stockburn Railroad Detective. Great book by Peter Brandvold. In addition to that, I just got this, okay? This is from Wolfpack, stripped and branded. This is a Yakima Henry adventure novel. I'm collecting all of these from Wolfpack. I just got this one. I read it immediately. It's not that long, and it's great. It's fantastic. Boy, this guy can write, huh? Someday, Peter, if you ever see this video, we're going to have a beer together and talk about this character and maybe this book. What a great series this is. I know I've talked about this stuff before, but this is about enthusiasm. This is about the things that you love, not the things that you hate. I'm not interested in the things that people don't like. I don't do that type of thing generally. I can get a little critical now and again. I've made it clear I'm not a fan of DC Comics right now or their films. I am a fan of the Marvel movies, so there you have some criticism. But generally, I try to keep this a positive venue here. And Peter Brandvold is at the top of my list. I watch for what he's doing. I buy them. I pre-order them. There's another Wolf Stockburn that is on Amazon that's not released yet. I have it on pre-order. Are you shocked to hear that? So anyways, that is fantastic. I read it when I got it. So a tip of the Stetson to Pete. Oh, mean Pete. Now, one more book. All right, I'm trying to put a few more Westerns into this. I've covered so much territory in the past year, and Westerns kind of got pushed to the side. And I don't want that to happen again. So I've talked about the William W. Johnstone, J.A. Johnstone brand. Well, I read those every month. And this one, When All Hell Broke Loose, which is the 3rd Preacher and Jamie McAllister team-up novel. This is great. What a great book this is. So get a chance to get this. If you're not a member of their book club, go to Amazon and find this fantastic book, When All Hell Broke Loose. William W. Johnstone and J.A. Johnstone. Talk about great writing right here. So this is the 3rd in the series of the team-up. The characters have been around forever. And there's another one coming out. I know. I'm going to get it in the book club, I believe. And then plus I have a copy on pre-order. Yeah, because I really like this series. When you like things, I've talked about this before, and some people seem to be surprised by it. When you're an avid reader, that's great. That's one thing. But I'm also a book collector. And I actively pursue different titles, different groups of titles, different authors, different editions, etc. And it's a very simple rule that I follow, which is I buy what I like and I collect what I like. And I mention that because I love watching these other booktubers. And so a shout out to them. They do such a great job, but they do things that I don't do. For example, I'm in awe of it, but I just can't do it. There's a wonderful man named Criminale Oliver. He has a booktube, and he's doing a thing right now where he's not buying any new books until he reads 100 of the books on his to-be-read list, his backstock, which I think that's just incredibly noble of him. I really do. I mean, if you see this, good for you. I can't do it. I can't. There's no way. I'm an avid collector. That puts me off on the side. I'm looking at the world from a different angle than some people. That's why I have such a weird sense of humor. Good for him. If he does it, I think it's great. And if he doesn't, that's okay. My rule for collecting is really simple. And I want to explain that to people. When you come across something that, let's say it's an older book and you'll never find it at that price in that condition again, buy it. You pull out the credit card and you buy it. You don't think, oh my God, it's not in the budget. You don't do that. That's not how collections are made. That's wishy-washy. You're a collector. Be what you are. Figure out how to handle the finances later. Get a part-time job. Work overtime. Whatever you have to do, buy the book. That's how collections are made. That's how I have made my collection. I have been collecting since the 1960s. That's right. I still have all those books, and I'm going to be covering some of those older books of mine from my childhood, especially some of the Scholastic titles, in a future episode, in addition to some other special things that we're going to do. So there's your sneak peek. So that's where I'm at. 3 Westerns. You've got When All Hell Broke Loose, Stripped and Branded by Peter Brandvold, and Wolf Stockburn Railroad Detective by Max O'Hara, a.k.a. Peter Brandvold, and Preston and Child's Bloodless, and Ulysses S. Grant by Ron Chernow, and I'm reading Hereward by James Wilde. Okay? See what that says? I got to get back to it pretty quick. So, thank you again. I hope that you are all well. I hope you had a great Christmas. And some of the episodes upcoming will take me on the road again. I hope you get a chance to watch them. And if you like them, feel free to leave a polite comment and make a recommendation. I'm watching your videos too, and I do take notes. In the meantime, folks, I have to get back to this, okay, because I have to read it. It's the 3rd book in the series. Stay well, stay happy, feed your brain, read a book. Happy New Year.